Surah Az-Zumar, chapter 39, verse 24. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. الله نزل أحسن الحديث كتابا متشابها مثاني تقشعر منه جلود الذين يخشون ربهم ثم تلين جلودهم وقلوبهم إلى ذكر الله ذلك هدى الله يهدي به من يشاء ومن يضلل الله فما له من هاد. Huzur, could you kindly explain to us ثم تلين جلودهم, how the skin is softened to remembrance of Allah?
Let him first read the verse and translate it in
English.
English.
What is that? Chapter 39, verse 24. 39.
And then I'll answer your question afterwards.
He has read the verse. Should I read it again?
Yes, of course.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. الله نزل أحسن الحديث كتابا متشابها مثانية تقشعر منه جلود الذين يخشون ربهم ثم تلين جلودهم وقلوبهم إلى ذكر الله ذلك هدى الله يهدي به من يشاء ومن يضلل الله فما له من هاد. Allah has sent down the best discourse, a book whose verses are mutually supporting and repeated in diverse forms. The skins of those who fear their Lord do creep at its recital. Then their skins and their hearts soften to the remembrance of Allah. Such is the guidance of Allah. He guides therewith whom He pleases, and he whom Allah judges astray, he shall have no guide.
Now the question you have raised is, how can the skins melt or soften? Is that right? Mm-hmm. But why have you not asked how can they creep and why do they creep? You have left one stage of the effect of recitation of the Quran with which the Quran begins. Creeping of the skin is the first mention, then the softening, then the heart also softening along with it. Why didn't you ask about the creeping? Do you know? Then why did you leave it out? Well, it's a step-by-step progression of the same meaning, the same effect. This is a deep psychological observation which the like of which I have not read anywhere in any other divine literature. Whenever you're emotionally moved suddenly, your skin does creep, and sometimes you do it without intentionally doing it. The entire skin creeps, and this is the beginning of the effect before it completely takes over you. It begins with this skin, and then it softens. And along with the skin, softening of the skin, the heart also begins to soften. After the first shock is over, then the second process takes over naturally and fluently. Moreover, softening of the skin is very important in the sense that skin is a curtain or a barrier between heart or the inner side of the body and the outer side. Anything which falls on the skin and is washed out would not necessarily reach inside. If the skins permit, only then the influence can go through. So whenever you are influenced by a great statement or whatever you hear, the process always begins with this creeping of the skin, and then it softens down and permits the effect to flow into the heart. And the heart is also softened to the same effect, to the same degree as the skin is softened or begins to shudder. So the shuddering of heart is also mentioned elsewhere. تَقْشَعِرُّ مِنْهُ الْجُلُودُ. is a very powerful expression. But also about the heart it says, أَوْلَمْ يَعْنِ لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا أَن تَخْشَعَ قُلُوبُهُمْ لِذِكْرِ اللَّهِ. So that is also another powerful expression, which is the second or highest stage of the same thing. Sometimes the process of the creeping of skin is altogether avoided. Sometimes the majesty of a statement and the power strikes at heart directly, like tattali wala lafida. So it encaptures the heart. Sometimes it breaks them into pieces, and from there the spring of Allah's love begins to emerge and flow. So these are different stages of human experiences which are expressed in the Holy Quran at different places. When you organize them in one order, then you begin to see a message, a fluent, continuous message of different experiences of the same nature. What was the reference of this verse?
It was chapter 57 verse 17.
أَلَمْ يَعْنِ لِلَّذِينَ
آمَنُوا أَن تَخْشَعَ قُلُوبُهُمْ لِذِكْرِ
أَن
اللَّهِ.
تَخْشَعَ قُلُوبُهُمْ لِذِكْرِ اللَّهِ. This is from chapter
57 verse 16.
When I said tattali wala lafida, it did not mean that it is the same type of influence. That is mentioned with reference to a fire. It will be so intense that this, instead of going through the skin, it will appear to strike directly at the heart. So what I meant was that they are both experiences of the same nature, though they belong to different categories. So the light of Allah also sometimes falls with such glory and manifestation. The manifestation is so intense that it immediately, directly reaches heart. Sometimes through the process which has been described in this verse, gradually in steps.